I've made a new deck. It got me a double kill in my first game I played with it. I was playing terribly and it still happened. You gotta try this one out. Now with that new event coming out, trying to get the 5 consecutive wins, I'll be honest, I actually got stuck on it for a good couple days. It was killing me. I was trying to use my Pikachu EX. I was also trying to use Mewtwo EX. And for some reason, I was getting stuck on 3 wins. It'd get to the 4th one and I'd verse some outrageous deck, something like an Articuno EX, and the Misty gets 11 heads or something like that. Guys, let me know how you guys are going with it. I have a couple friends who got through it with no troubles at all, got the 5 consecutive wins so easy, even had one friend have 3 people concede without even trying to battle him. Now I have seen online it does look like people are trying to do this. If they've already got the 5 consecutive wins, they're trying to help everyone out by conceding. If you're doing that, up to you, good for you, thank you. Now let's get on to this new deck I've made. Try it out for yourself. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to get you 5 consecutive wins, but I had so much fun playing with this one. The meta decks at the moment are getting stale for me, so I'm making something fun, making something different, and just seeing what sticks. Now guys, if you do like this content, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, put a comment down. Bad one, good one, doesn't bother. I'm loving it all. Thank you very much for that, and let's get into this. Now, as I said, I'm not guaranteeing that you're gonna get 5 consecutive wins with this one. However, it's really, really fun to play with. And I know some of you in the comments of some of my last videos were also saying the game's getting a little stale for yourself as well. They really need ranked playlists. I'll talk about that a little bit later, maybe in another video. However, playing with some fun decks like this that make it really, really challenging, and when you get the win, super rewarding, are what's bringing me back a lot. So you can see here on the deck list, we are running a Greninja and Heliolisk deck. Super, super weird. The reason I went for this one is I do really love using that Greninja ability. Getting that extra 20 damage is awesome, and every time it's being used on me, it somehow just seems to get a KO on one of my Pokemon, and it always is annoying. I think getting that extra 20 damage on any of their Pokemon is great for when people are switching out, Pokemon retreating, and you're just trying to keep that pressure up. Now with the Heliolisk as well, now this is a super, super weird one. Now the reason I went for this one is Heliolisk's quick attack. So this one here doesn't need electric energy, it only needs 2 colors energy. So using the Greninja in this deck doesn't hurt it at all. You can put 2 water energies on it and you're going to get that attack off. It's really awesome. You can technically get it by about turn 2, your turn 2 that is, because it only needs the 2 energy to work. And the quick attack, it does 40 damage. However, flip a coin and if it hits heads, you're getting an extra 40 damage. So realistically, when we pair that with the Greninja on the bench, and in this deck, we do have 2 Greninjas, so let's say best case scenario, you have 2 Greninjas sitting on the bench, you're going to be doing a total of 120 damage. And realistically, if you are having the best game ever, you're doing that in 3 turns or so. That's probably never going to happen. It hasn't happened to me yet. Usually I'm getting 1 Greninja out. It's great, sitting on the bench. Heliolisk is by about turn 2, putting on the pressure. Sometimes he's only doing 40 damage, but it is really, really fun when it does hit that 80 damage. The big thing about hitting that 80 damage so soon is that a lot of the times the stage 2 Evos can't really take that amount of damage straight away, and when you get that Greninja in, you can pick things off. Now with the supporter cards as well, I have just gone for the basic Potions, X-Speeds, Pokeball, Professor's Research, and the Sabrina. The Sabrina one in this comes in clutch. It's really good, especially when you really want to get the most damage you can on a different Pokemon, not the one that's out in front. You can send that one away, still get the 20 damage on it, and let Heliolisk do the most. Now, I might have mentioned as well, this deck even got me a double kill. It was insane. In 1 turn, I got 2 Pokemon killed, and you'll see that shortly. Let me know if you use this deck yourself. As I said, it might not be anything special. It might be one of the funnest decks you play all week. Let me know in the comments down below as well what decks you're using at the moment that are completely off the meta and what you're having fun with. Now guys, let's get into these battle videos and please enjoy. Alright guys, so we're getting into the first battle video here. We're going second on this one, which is perfect. Everyone loves going second. We can get that first energy. So the main aim for this one, I actually don't want to get the Froakie start. I'd actually rather the Helioptile so I can get my Heliolisk out as fast as possible because he's going to be my main damage dealer. I'd much rather have Froakie get into his evolution line, get all the way through to Greninja, sitting on the bench, ready to use that Water Shuriken ability. So you can see here, my opponent is going to be using a Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite deck, trying to really get me gone with that Draco Meteor eventually. You can see here on the second turn, however, I get my Heliolisk, which is almost perfect. However, I didn't have the Helioptile yet, so I do use that Professor's Research, and what do you know? I get a Sabrina, which is really, really awesome, and I eventually get the Helioptile, so we can start getting that evolution line going. So what I do here is I do chuck my first energy on Helioptile, because my main goal is to get him out in front. So I'm just trying to get him ready to evolve to Heliolisk, get the 2 energy on him, and get him out there trying to deal that 80 damage. I do get the Frogadier there, I do get the Heliolisk evolution. I'm a little unsure of what to do with the energies there, as I don't know if I want to get Heliolisk completely ready to go yet, but I do decide to put 1 energy on Froakie, just to get that retreat actually, and get Heliolisk out in front, because the Meowth isn't really doing too much damage at the moment, so he's not too scared, and as this is my first battle, I was actually really excited to get him out, so I wanted to get him out there first. So you can see there, my opponent gets an evolution of Pidgeotto, does 10 damage to my Heliolisk, which isn't doing much, and either way, this turn I now get the energy onto Heliolisk to get his attack, and I get the Greninja evolution. So you can see here, I do get the Water Shuriken out. I get it onto Dratini because that's my main threat at the moment. I want to start getting some damage off of him if he gets that evolution line. And then I go for the flip. I get nothing. Is what it is, that's completely fine. Either way, we get the 40 damage on the Meowth. My opponent uses the Professor's Research to draw some cards, and you can still see here he isn't really getting much, so it looks like I have the upper hand at the moment. So what I'm doing here, I did realize that all of my opponents do have 80 or less HP, so what I decide to do here is go for the gamble. I flip out the Sabrina card to make sure he puts any one of his Pokemon in, because I know that my Greninja is going to be able to kill the Meowth here, so I'm actually going for the double kill. So he puts in the Jigglypuff. I immediately waste no time to get the Water Shuriken off of Meowth to get that easy 1 point. Now this is really, really exciting here. This was my first game with the deck, and seeing what can happen with it, I'm pumped. So if I had the Giovanni here, I'd obviously get the easy kill, but we get the heads anyways, so luck's on our side, and we take the Jigglypuff down. So we get the double kill there. That is absolutely crazy. First game with this deck, and we're getting a double kill, and what is it, like turn 7 or something? Turn 9, there you go, corrected myself. So he puts the Dratini out, gets the Pidgeot evolution, and I'm feeling very, very, very confident at the moment that he's not going to be doing anything. He uses the Pokeball, doesn't even have any basic Pokemon, so I think he's just panicking at the moment. What he does do is he puts the energy on the Pidgeot, gets the X-Speed out for the Dratini, and gets that Pidgeot in. So I think he was just trying to tank a little bit here because he knows that I can kill his Dratini, and he's really trying to get that Dragonite evolution line out. So he does pop the Drive Off ability here, which is completely fine for me because he doesn't know that I have an X-Speed and a Sabrina sitting in my hand at the moment. So I've honestly got the best draw possible. So what happens here, I do get the Frogadier evolution. It doesn't matter because I know exactly what I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to be popping that X-Speed out, getting the Greninja back to my bench, and getting Heliolisk straight back, because the next best thing is that I have Sabrina there as well. So no matter what, I'm feeling pretty confident that I'm more than likely going to be winning this right now. So that Sabrina comes out, he's probably very scared, and I know that this is going to be game. So I can put the Water Shuriken on Dratini. Even if I don't get the heads flip with Heliolisk, I know I'm going to get the kill here. Before I even get it out, my opponent concedes, and that's game 1 in the books. Alright, game 2 here. We do have another second start, which is perfect. So we're getting really, really lucky on these first coin flips. Unfortunately, we don't get the Heliolisk start. We get the Froakie again. It is what it is because we do have Frogadier and Greninja sitting on the bench, so we can pretty much get that evolution line started immediately, which is perfect. You can see here we do have Goldine and Squirtle, so he obviously is going for some sort of Blastoise EX here. He's probably got a Misty ready to flip heads all day. So I'm waiting for him here at the moment. So he does pop out another Goldine, and to be honest, I haven't versed a Goldine or Seeking in forever. I think the last time I versed one was the AI. So either way, what happens here is I pull another Frogadier, which is terrible for me. I'm really annoyed at that because I want to get the Helioptile out as fast as possible. And the best thing here, also with this deck, the Froakie needs colorless energy as well. So no matter what, I get the energy onto him. He's now getting the Misty and flips tails straight away. So as you can see, this is a pretty lucky game for me. This is usually not how things are going. So finally, I pull the Helioptile so I can start his evolution line, which is perfect. One thing I make sure though, I get the evolution onto Frogadier just to get that ready, and I put an energy onto Helioptile. I know it's a water one, but I'm just getting ready for his Heliolisk evolution, which needs the 2 colorless energy. So at the moment, I get that 30 damage off the Goldine. He's using another Misty, flips on heads, and hits a tail. So this is pretty good for us. You can see in the back there, he's just loading up his Squirtle ready to go. However, I haven't seen the Wartortle evolution yet. So he does have the 3 energy on there, and he just keeps skipping his turn. He's not doing hardly any damage to me at the moment, and I've got the upper hand, and it doesn't seem like he's getting any luck with his cards at the moment. So either way, what I'm doing now is I'm getting the Greninja out. I know I'm going to be able to take his Goldine down and do another 20 damage to one of his Pokemon. So I'm just having fun with it a little bit here. I get the Pokeball out just to make sure that I can get all my basics. I use the Water Shuriken on his Squirtle that he's loading up with the energies because that's my biggest threat at the moment. And then I make sure to use the Mist Slash to finish off his Goldine to get the easy point there. So what he does now, he does switch in the other Goldine, so it's like nothing really ever happened. He's desperately searching for this Wartortle and Blastoise. You can see there he puts the energy on the Squirtle and ends his turn again, so he's getting absolutely nothing. Finally, we pull the Heliolisk, so I know that no matter what, I'm going to be able to kill this Goldine. 60 with Mist Slash or the 40 with Heliolisk Quick Attack plus the 20 weakness. So what I'm going to do here, pull the X speed out, going to get Greninja back to my bench to use the strategy that we're going with this deck, get Heliolisk out there and kill that Goldine. So we're going to use the Water Shuriken here on the Squirtle once more because we know he's still our biggest threat with those 4 energies stacked up ready for Blastoise EX. I'm going to get the Quick Attack whether I get heads or tails. Doesn't matter here because I'm going to get 60 damage anyways. So that's another point really quick before he's even getting out of the gates. So either way, all that's left for him here is he's going to hope for the best. He's putting his Squirtle out there with all the energy, seeing what's possible for him. And wouldn't you know, he concedes. And that's game 2. We've had 2 forfeits in a row. This deck's already going good. Let's see what the next one brings. Alright guys, third game. I did miss the start a little bit there, but we finally get the perfect start. The start we want is the Helioptile. We want him out straight away. Unfortunately, our hand is looking absolutely terrible. We do have 2 Professor's Research there to help us out a little bit, but we don't have our Stage 2 evolution until we pull Frogadier there, but we don't have Froakie, so it doesn't really matter. We use the Oak's Research, and we get a Pokeball, so we know that we have a 50% chance on getting Froakie here, which we do, luckily. So now what we have ready to go is the full Greninja evolution line. So what we do anyways, we do start loading Helioptile up. Even though it's a water energy and you can't use it, we're just getting ready for that Heliolisk. After those first 2 games, I'm feeling pretty confident. I feel like my luck is really shining at the moment. So I just say, stuff it, doesn't bother me. He needs 4 energy just to do any damage on me at the moment, even though it's going to kill me. So I'm just going to see how good I can go with this. So either way, still getting really unlucky here. I've got the other Professor's Oak, and I use the other Pokeball, get all my basic Pokemon out, and realistically now my field is set because I only have 4 basic Pokemon in this entire deck. So I'm pretty much ready to go to try to get 2 Greninjas out there and try to get 2 Heliolisks out there if I'm going to be needing that. So what I do decide to do here is I put the energy on the Frogadier just in case I'm not getting that Heliolisk, because I'm feeling a little bit scared at the moment because it's still not coming out. He's not able to do anything else yet, and you can see me neither. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to get the evolution onto Greninja so I can at least get that 20 damage off with the Water Shuriken, and I finally use an electric energy on Helioptile just to get that extra 20 damage. So even though we don't have Heliolisk, we are still getting 40 damage out at the minimum on Mewtwo. So it does mean I'm going to still be able to whittle down his health a little bit just to try to get the upper hand. So he's getting really close to getting his Mewtwo up and ready. However, I do pull a Sabrina there, so I know I'm going to be able to send him out if I need to, so I'm not too scared. And the best part is, I know that Greninja is going to be doing 80 damage. So 20 with the Water Shuriken and 60 with his Mist Slash. And I have the X speed there. I use that. I get Helioptile out. I know I have no luck in getting Heliolisk, so I may as well just finish off his Mewtwo now. So I get that done. Mewtwo is absolutely out of there. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I've got the 1 point. He doesn't seem to have much in his hand. And we get 3 forfeits in a row. So that's game. This deck's been awesome, guys. Have fun with it.